Hi, everybody. How are you today? Okay, so we're going to talk about this Wendy Williams story. I mean, the plot thickens. It's really, really crazy. But let me go ahead and shout out my sponsor first. So, if you guys been watching my channel, you know we have partnered up with Elia Wine. This is the white wine. The next time I'm going to bring some more flavors up. Um, if you've been following on my members only, you know that I need it. I drink a glass of wine a night. So let me go ahead and put up this barcode if you want to scan it, or if you want to click the link in the description to purchase your wine. The promo code is World20. Thank you so much to Layla, the owner of the company, who is just a fabulous woman. I really adore her. So thank you for supporting Sharrell's World. We really appreciate it. And let me tell you guys, I'm late today because I had to take a phone call. And if you follow my members only, you know what the phone call is about. And the plot thickens. That's all I'm going to say. It's getting really, really crazy. Let's bring up my hubby.
Hey,
What
what's
up,
up? What's up,
Perry?
everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. All that good stuff.
Isn't it?
Honey?
Yeah. Did you hear Echo?
No, I didn't.
Huh.
I didn't.
Okay, let me pull this, keep it away from my mouth. Isn't it weird? There was somebody else that I was just talking to who people never think you're my husband. Like,
Why not?
like,
Why?
I
Why?
don't know. It's so weird. They think we're good friends or we've known each other for a long time.
I see what it is.
All right, so listen, this Wendy Williams story is really, really sad at best. So we're going to talk about the Kevin Hunter Jr., her son's interview that he did with the Sun. But first, I think I want you guys to know a few things before we go over the interview that he did. Thank you for becoming a members only, lady. I appreciate it. Lady to you. That's sweet. That's sweet. So this is what the things that we need to know before we go into his interview that he did with the Sun. Ironically, it's with the Sun again. The Sun magazine has been responsible for leaking a lot of the Wendy Williams stories.
Right.
And I think that they have some kind of relationship with the family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. It's very mysterious. So they've been leaking a lot of stuff that some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't make sense. Also, I wanted to remind you guys, there's a full-on battle for Wendy's money. I can't even remember what it was, but maybe 6 months ago. I'm getting lost on time. Don't forget that Wendy stopped payments, stopped her son Kevin Hunter Jr. from getting money from her, and Kevin Hunter Sr. from getting money from her.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually came out, sued her, said that he needed that money and that he was in danger of foreclosure and all of this stuff. So, and at the time, it was her conservator. Her name is Sabrina Morrissey, that was working with Wendy to get him removed, both the Kevins, from getting any more money. So they are financially independent from her. And so we already know that Kevin Jr. is very close with his father, Kevin Sr. We also know that he has accepted Sharina as his stepmom. And the rumor is he calls her mom. So also too, there was a period where Wendy didn't want to see Kevin Jr. So
yeah, I remember that.
Remember that she stopped seeing him, and they were on bad terms. So I just want you to remember all of that. And also, this is weird. Will Selby, who is her new manager, used to be her jeweler.
Mm-hmm.
And he also was trying to negotiate $100,000 podcast deal with no experience.
Yeah.
So how do you go from being a jeweler to someone's manager? Now, I'm not taking sides? Because I don't know. I'm really confused. I'm just telling you the fact. I mean, what's going on, the
Right.
rumors and everything that we know. You mean Tommy and Kez getting money from the Sun?
Yeah. Look, Sharrell, let me tell
Uh,
you something for real though. You said, how can you go from being a jeweler to like a podcast manager or something like that?
her manager.
Right. But what I'm saying is, to be a manager when you just finding somebody off the street and whatever, with that kind of name, it don't take that much managing. Wendy
Oh,
name
got you.
would have sold for itself, right?
Uh-huh.
That's the whole thing. It would have
Mhm.
sold for itself. So he just, had some kind of business sense, had a jewelry shop, right? He was just gonna go in and finesse that, right? Now, this whole thing with Kevin Sr. and stuff, like we all been seeing this blow up for the last year or so.
Mhm.
How greedy
Mhm.
and pathetic he is, right?
Ooh. Okay.
To go there to, how can you cheat on your wife, have a baby on the side, and then have the nerve to approach your ex to say, "Oh, I need help. I'm going through foreclosure."
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
give a damn if you got hit by a damn train at that point. Let's keep it real. Like I'm saying, like, what kind of man would do that? But then again,
It's a lot of different players involved. And I see you're in the mood to speak your mind, which is good because I'm just gonna say what we know and say it how it is. But you have told me before that you felt that Kevin Jr. should have been more supportive when
of
she
his mother,
needed him.
right?
Mhm.
Well, see now, but when I go back now that I'm seeing him coming out and respond to this kind of stuff,
Mhm.
go back to remember she stopped paying for his college
And
stuff,
his
right?
apartment.
The
Mhm.
dorm or whatever. Well, I mean, like the condo he had, right? And then it's times he went to New York, and Wendy wouldn't open the door for him.
Mhm.
Nobody knew why,
Mhm.
because you in your father's back pocket,
Mm.
right? And let's keep it
Mm.
real, he in the father's back pocket, and
Mhm.
like for me, like I look at it because I'm a married man, been married for a long, long time, 33 years or so, right?
Mhm.
And with this whole thing is like a man to be unappreciative, even things ain't perfect in our life, right? Ain't
Mhm.
perfect in nobody's.
Mhm.
But Wendy gave him a good life.
Ooh, you
How,
gonna make me.
how,
That's bad.
how the hell can I discount my wife? And one thing, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. Sorry.
Yeah, I forgot. We're not at home. Go
I know.
ahead.
It's not on my channel, right? But
Mhm.
like, I don't care how good you look or whatever. And I don't tell you this every day because we've been married for so long. But can't nobody replace you. Can't nobody give you what you gave me,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Wendy gave him Kevin Jr. Now I guess the side piece gave him a kid too, right?
Journey. Mhm.
But that side piece ain't gonna love Kevin Jr.
Right, right,
like
right.
Wendy.
I don't know how you can do
You know what
that
I'm
to
saying?
your mother,
Yeah.
but I mean, we know she wasn't talking to him. And now all of a sudden in this interview, he says some things to kind of contradict himself. So I'm going to read it verbatim just so I don't get it wrong. Cause you know
Mhm.
how I am. I flip words in my head. I think I was dyslexic. I flip numbers and
Yeah,
words in my head.
pretty much, because you be like, go
I do
left.
it.
I'm
I
like,
do it
honey, no,
all
that's
the
not your
time.
left.
I really think somebody should have test me for being dyslexic, but I flip numbers in my head and then I have a tendency to stutter. And then my husband has a tendency to stutter. So I'm going to read this verbatim. Now, this is his words, his interview with the Sun magazine. Okay. Right away, I'm suspicious because they leak things to the Sun. It's not even funny. It says she needs help. Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Jr., fears mom is near death and blames team for spiral as he breaks silence in first interview. Okay.
Mm.
Wendy Williams' only son, Kevin Hunter Jr., fears his ailing mother is near death and blames. Now, her team consists of several other people, but the most important one is Will Selby, who's supposed to be the manager that she listens to all the time, and the conservator, Sabrina Morrissey. I got to stop doing that. Near and blames her team for her sad downward spiral. He told the U.S. Sun exclusively in his first interview. Uh, Kevin, 22, slammed Wendy's inner circle and accused them of taking advantage of her wealth, fame, and inability to make sound decisions amid her battle with severe alcoholism. And it's no secret that she has tried to clean up and right now has relapsed again. I mean,
Well,
it's
and
that.
it's no secret that she got these users. See, what he's saying is it's no secret that she got these users in her life too, right? The Shelsbys, the jewelers, all these different people. Just everybody's trying to flock for the cash. But
Well, what do you think about Sabrina Morrissey, who worked with Wendy to cut them off? So Wendy has moments where she knows what she's doing because that was a conscious effort to kick her son off financially,
I get
and
it.
Sharina and Kevin Senior. They're a team. And Journey, she's taking care of that whole damn family, which
Right.
is disgusting to me.
And it's starting to sound like this.
Mhm.
She got users to the left and she got
Mhm.
users to the right. So you can cut off the left, but the people on the right still there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's one of her issues. And when you get that famous like that,
Mhm.
shit, it's a hard life because you don't know who to trust. And it's sad to say, even your son or your ex.
Oof. Let me
Just
keep
saying.
reading. Kevin said his mother's mental and physical health has been in jeopardy since being placed under the guardianship last year. He believes that concerns over Wendy's wealth have been pushed aside. Health, sorry. He believes that concerns over Wendy's health have been pushed aside while others around her are profiting from the projects she's involved in.
Hmm.
He's accusing them. I'm sorry, Kevin Jr. I know she's your mom and you care about her, of doing exactly what you, Sharina, and your dad did to her.
Right.
She was a cash cow. And as a matter of fact, don't forget, the bet that you had with your mother is that you would stay in school and she would pay your rent. You did not
Mhm.
keep up your end of the bargain, but you still let her pay your rent.
Yeah.
It's heavy. Let me just keep reading. Kevin told the U.S. Sun, "I know there are all sorts of things happening that I know in in her right mind she would never agree to." Hi, Denzel says, "What's up, Perry and Sharrell? Everyone in the chat. I wanted to apologize to the people I put in time out. Y'all have a right to have your opinion. I was wrong for that, but it was some people in the chat spreading lies." Thank you, Denzel.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
appreciate that.
Denzel.
I'll leave it up there for people to read. Uh, yeah, so as hard as it is seeing her being taken advantage of, I know that I'm making sure she as a person is okay. That is the important thing. This man, because he's 22 years old, now you want to come forward to help your mom. It could look fishy, but all
Right.
sides look fishy.
Right.
And I agree with Perry. Maybe we shouldn't trust anybody right now. I'm just saying.
It's hard, right? And she have showed us those things by not seeing him when he flew up to New York. Well, it's hearsay that he went there
Mhm,
and she wouldn't open the door. That's a sign
mhm,
somewhere, right? Either you too far up your father's, you know, whatever, or it could be like this. Like it's weird that I believe he can love his mother,
mhm.
but love his father more and believe in the stuff that his father instilled in his mind.
Now, because that's a great point, Perry. Is Kevin Sr. that crooked that he would use his son to gain access to
Oh
Wendy's
yes,
money?
yes.
And then,
He used Wendy and his
oh,
son
yeah.
to go out and
Mhm.
get a stripper off a pole and have a baby with allegedly.
Perry, you have to chill. You just called Sharita a stripper.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, whatever she baking, she was in the oven.
Let me get through this. This is Kevin talking because eventually she's going to realize the craziness that's been going on. the U.S. Sun recently exclusively reported that she was hospitalized in the last month in New York, which her son now also confirms.
Mm.
So remember we were doing another video and you were telling me sometimes two things could be true.
Right. That's true.
Sometimes I believe Wendy is back on the bottle,
Right.
back, being
That
an
sound like
addict.
facts. Yeah.
It sounds like crack. Well, it could
No,
be
no, no, no,
something
no,
else.
no, 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 no. I said that sound like fact that she's back abusing something. I'm not even gonna say what it is. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Joanne, for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Uh in the hospital, Kevin claimed it was the first time he heard from Will, who he often calls the jeweler in
Hmm.
several months. So when Wendy went back into the hospital, Will Selby notified him. Now, I agree with Kevin. He's sketchy too. You just
Right.
show up out of nowhere. You're a jeweler. Now you want to be in the entertainment business. Kevin said, Will called to tell me she was in the hospital and added that the last time they spoke before was the end of last year. At the time of our interview, Kevin claimed that no one in Wendy's team, her guardianship, and see how he throws that in, because they're really mad at Sabrina Morrissey because that's the closest person to Wendy's money.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
I lost my place. Her guardianship, or the court that holds her guardianship case, had told him that Wendy had been released from the hospital. He also said no one had updated him to let him know that she had allegedly been moved out of New York. We've heard that. All you had to do is read the papers to know that. Wendy's rep, Sean Zanotti, I don't know who this is. This is the first time you're hearing this name, gave a statement to another outlet May 20th following the U.S. Sun's original report that Wendy was in the hospital in New York. And this is him speaking. I can confirm that Wendy Williams is not in the hospital as reported. I can also confirm she is not in New York.
Mm.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes, a lot going on. Wendy bowed out of her scheduled speaking engagement on May 20th at the Atlanta Women's Expo days before the event due to her apparent declining health. I mean, that's when the rumor started again.
But sure,
So
who just confirmed? Who just confirmed all this? Was it Kevin Senior?
no, about her
Oh,
not going to the expo. It's a new person that I never heard
okay,
of
okay,
named
okay, okay,
Sean Zanotti, and we've
okay.
never heard of him. And we've been following the case, so maybe they hired
Right, right.
someone to
I
handle
got
it.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Will was doing it for a while, and he was doing an absolutely terrible job.
Hmm.
Kevin expressed his concern about the people around Wendy presently who continue to profit off of her. Child, your father. You
Hmm.
should have included your father in this. What's been made more important by the people around her is that while her health may not be great, she needs to keep earning income. And in my opinion, that should not be a priority at all. And whoever has been hired, they are taking advantage of someone who needs to get better. I just wonder what took him so long to come
Right.
out and support his mother.
But he said
And
that she needs to be earning more income,
Mhm,
but it shouldn't be a priority.
that's crazy. Who's going to
Hey,
take care of her?
I'm just
If
saying. I'm just
Mhm.
saying. She should have enough money. She should be earning more money, but it's not a Well, let me catch myself. It's not a priority. It sounds like the priority
Mhm, mhm.
to me. But go ahead.
Kevin said his mother's health has declined since she was living with him in Florida from late 2021 around the spring of 2022. I wonder if he remembers that she said he wasn't talking to her. And when he went to go visit her, she refused to see him. Do you guys remember me reporting that? It's weird. Under his care, he said he would take her to restaurants that didn't serve alcohol, and he had her exercising and eating healthy.
Hmm.
And then it goes into Wendy's alcoholism. Yeah, I guess I can finish reading that. It says, I know the rate that she uses alcohol isn't like a normal person. And we've spoken about it. I said, this is one thing where you don't know how to approach it normally, and that's fine. And it's gotten to the point where, yes, it could have been, it could have that effect that it might be fatal. So he's saying that her drinking has gotten to the point where it
Right.
could be fatal. And
Right.
let me tell you why I agree with that. When you're young, I would say maybe 20s and 30s, you can abuse your body and bounce back. You could put drugs and alcohol in your system, and it's not going to have the same effect as when you're almost 60.
Right. Right.
So she is Kane herself.
Mhm.
I don't want to be dramatic here with her addiction.
Right. No, I get it. I mean, and
It can't go on like this.
the son saying like he's just saying like he's like I go back and forth. Like I said, I think he cared about his mother, but I
Mhm.
think he loved his father a little bit more, and his father has instilled certain thoughts in his mind on his
Mhm.
mother, right?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
he ain't treating his father like he's treating Wendy right now.
Mhm.
He's on here talking about her alcoholism, but he's not talking about his father's sexism. Okay, no mention.
It's not funny, but Perry's just he doesn't hold back. Go ahead, Perry.
No, I'm just saying that he ain't talking about that.
Uh-huh.
He ain't talking about the stepmama and little step brother or sister, whatever it is the baby
The
is. You know, whatever
sister,
it is.
her name's Journey. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Journey. Okay, his little
Mhm.
sister. What I'm
Uh
saying is that I just think that he's just on one of these things like love his mother, but you can love somebody and well, his father instilled all these faults that his mother has, and he believe them.
and I'm not trying to be Debbie the Downer here. I don't trust anybody around Wendy at all, but especially Kevin. He
Right,
has the most to gain out of gaining access to her mother again. And
right.
he is not beyond sending his son in there to try to gain re-entry back to the money.
And
Let me
sad to
keep.
say, and I hate to say this,
Mm-mm-mm.
because the son is worrying about it could be fatal, right? That's what Kevin Sr. waiting on, in my opinion.
Ooh,
No,
Perry.
no, no. I'm only saying because
Damn.
now you ain't fighting that. You just fighting the insurance company.
So if something were to happen to Wendy, and nobody has ever discussed this with me before, I'm assuming everything will go to Kevin Jr.
Junior probably. Right.
That's
Good
as good
kid.
as giving it to Kevin
And
Sr.
yeah, because he, got his remote control and he control Kevin Jr., in my
Oof.
opinion.
Oof.
Yeah.
According to her son, who said he was in his mother's doctor's appointments when she was with him in Florida, Wendy's various ailments have a compounding effect, and her body doesn't process alcohol like the average person. I agree with that. When you get older, there's a certain foods I can't eat anymore. Eggs, stuff like that. Remember, I'm like, is
Right,
this eggs
right,
making
right,
my
right.
stomach hurt?
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are very aware that there is an issue with her drinking and how that issue may be helped. But I think these people are taking advantage of it while allowing it to play out to make it look like they aren't causing the issue. I'm really confused, you guys. I can't pick a side. Everybody's shady around her. I don't know. I
And
don't
then,
know.
I mean, for real, like, look, you can't really pick a side. I could speculate on what the son's saying or whatever, but I
Mhm,
think the son, just like any other kid, they got two parents, a father and a mother.
mhm,
You might love one a little bit more or believe in one more than the other, right? But I think
mhm.
he's sad and wouldn't want to lose his mother. But at the same time, he's backing his father. He's like backing his father with all this other stuff, with
And let me
his
say this.
false
Let me
belief.
say this. Two things could be right at one time. I just got that phrase from my husband. Uh, Will's not him either.
Oh yeah, no,
Out the
no. So
blue.
I mean, for sure, you can't trust him worth a damn. It's like I mean, trusting him was like trusting his fake gold on his necklaces in his jewelry shop.
What about Sabrina Morrissey, the conservator, who is her attorney? What are your thoughts on her?
I don't really know her like that, but maybe she's the only one. She's getting paid a set rate or whatever. That's not going to profit whether whatever happens. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she's giving her a true scoop. I don't know.
I feel like maybe Sabrina is the only one in this scenario that's the most trustworthy, but she financially gains too
Hold
for
on,
being the
Sabrina.
conservator.
Oh yeah,
Huh?
okay, yeah. Well, yeah, no, no. Just like any attorney, they gonna gain too,
They're gonna get, and they gain handsomely.
right? Well, okay, right. But they still sort of on your side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you said Sabrina, I'm starting thinking about Kevin's wife, or his girlfriend or whatever.
So he goes on basically, it's kind of long, to blame Will Selby and the conservator, but he doesn't name Sabrina by name. Okay.
Hmm.
And I don't know any other way to say this. Kevin Sr. Kevin Jr. is not that mature to watch what he says during an interview. It really feels like he was prepped. He's a partier. He likes to hang out. Remember, he used to smoke his
Yeah,
weed and all
right,
that
right,
stuff.
right,
And,
right, right, right.
he didn't even go to school. He dropped out. He
Hmm.
wouldn't show up. He's not business savvy.
Right,
So you have some, but who is at 22? But
right. No, no,
some
no. Right.
rare are, but he's not one of them.
Hmm.
This has totally been coached by his mother. By his father
Okay, great. Yeah.
and Sharina. And doesn't he feel some kind of guilt for liking the stepmom and not being by his
No,
mom's side?
Sharrell, it all depends on what his father has been telling him over
Mhm,
the years.
mhm.
And see, it's a sad damn thing. And I can just pretend or just act like I know. He could have been telling him his mother wasn't worth a damn years ago. Where he started to see, okay, I accept that. See, she's out doing this and that. She ain't gonna come home till late. When she come home from late, it could be from working. Then he assumed his father was right. Or whatever. Kevin played Wendy for all it's worth. And now playing his son for the money.
That's weird. Wendy has absolutely nobody around her that she can trust. My hope is that her sister, I can't remember her name, what Wanda,
Wanda,
could
right.
step in, but
But you
we
know what
know
though?
we
If
love
Wanda
Tommy dearly, but this is over his head.
if Wanda could have stepped in, she probably would have years ago. She probably tried and realized because you know what though? She could have stepped in and gave Wendy advice. If Wendy don't want to take it, what the hell Wanda supposed to do? And then
And that's
it's gonna backlash on Wanda. You just jealous of my life. I'm Wendy
and that's
Williams.
another problem. If you come in and sincerely try to take care of Wendy and help her out, she's always going to go back to drinking. That's You always have that possibility, which would mess up anything that she might have good going for herself.
Hmm.
So I want to talk about this unscripted project that he was talking about. It says at the end of 2020, Kevin claimed that Will asked him if he wanted to be a part of an unscripted project Wendy had been spotted filming in recent months. Kevin claimed that Will asked him to be a part of the project. Okay, got it.
Mm.
The jeweler, he calls him the jeweler. The
Truly, yeah.
jeweler reached out to me last year and he basically said, we are planning on this project being a way that would tell the public about what's happening. And I was opposed to it. I still feel like she shouldn't be doing anything that involves putting herself in front of a camera. Let me put
Hmm.
this up here too, so you guys can read along with me. Um, well, I listen, I get where he's coming from.
Hmm.
I wouldn't put Wendy in front of a camera because even if you put her in front of a camera, you always have that worry she might go back. You know what I
Well,
mean?
right, right, right. Because I mean, truthfully, I don't think she's been the same since she left the show. There's a reason why she stopped doing the show. She
Hmm.
couldn't remember what to say, all these different things. It's a lot of other issues there. And when we see her out in public, ever since then, it's been like really bad.
Yeah, I better speed this up.
Okay.
This was only
Okay.
supposed to be a 20-minute video.
Okay.
It goes back to putting working first and herself second. I was then reapproached by the production, not by Will directly, a second time, and I just said no. The 22-year-old college student had always been supported financially by his mother and had a large part lost that support when her financial affairs were taken over by the guardian Sabrina Morrissey in May of 2022. I think that Sabrina is the true person that they want away from her. They probably don't like Will Selby, but they'll put up with him. I think he's going after his money, the mother's money. Schmoopy says, I have an older sister. She is fighting for her life right now in the hospital. My sister inherited the addiction gene from her mom. Alcoholism has left my sister with brain damage. At best, she may not live at all. Wendy has the addiction gene too.
Hey, wishing you the
What
best.
about that,
Stupid.
Perry?
No, huh?
Because it is physically affecting Wendy Williams being an
Right.
alcoholic.
I'm saying I get it, right? But that just didn't start after Kevin cheated and had another, side piece with a baby, right?
Right.
A lot of things happen. Hell,
Mhm.
Kevin Sr. can have some health issues. We ain't talking about them. What I'm saying is that, yeah, that could be true about the alcoholism. It could be something that just, that's in your gene. Like some people have an addictive personality to
Mhm.
whatever it is, they get addicted to things quickly, right? It could be. So when you ask me what about that, that's just a part of life.
And now listen to this part. Turning down Will's offer to be a part of the unscripted project about his mother meant he was saying no to a lucrative opportunity that could have been a financial life raft for him, he explained. So I don't take that to mean, oh, he's caring about his mom. He's admitting that you need money. A financial life raft?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I need that money.
Something
Let me
that she
keep
can
going.
make and he can float on later with it.
They tried to offer me $25,000 to appear in the unscripted project with executive producer credit. And I chose not to do it for the simple fact that I just felt like however this came about was under a contract she shouldn't have agreed to for a project that wouldn't paint her in a good light. When asked for a comment on the various allegations against him, Will Selby said no comment because half of this stuff isn't even true. Majority of this is false. When asked for further clarification, Will insisted he saw Kevin and spoke with him in April in Miami. Will claimed, I was in Miami with Kevin. I forced him to have a conversation because he seemed a little disgruntled. I spoke to him face to face, 1,000%. I was like, if there's a problem, let's talk. If there's an issue, let's have a conversation. When pushed in yet another request for comment to expand on the additional points, Will responded, there is so much here that is inaccurate. It's not worth me commenting. The U.S. Sun reached out to Wendy's publicist. This must be a new publicist, Sean Zanotti, multiple times, and she declined to comment. Basically they go about say stuff that we already know, and that how he wished that his mom can get some real help. He's really angry at, and this is her right here, Sabrina. It's a complicated web.
Yeah.
I don't trust any of them.
No, you can't. That's why sometimes really in life, it's not really, I mean, like people strive for fame like that. But shit, once you get there, you can't trust nobody.
Well, yeah, that's sad. It
Not
seems
not
like
not not even family at that point. That's the
not
sad
even
part.
family. Not
Yeah.
even family. Do you remember when Tommy was allegedly shopping those photos around town and
Yeah.
photo
Yeah.
shopping them?
Mhm.
It's really sad. And to be quite honest, there's just no way this can turn out good. if Wendy doesn't stop drinking, even if she stopped drinking at this point, she still has physical damage.
Right.
She's already put that on top of Graves' disease. It's just sad, and I don't. It's just sad. Hey, Sebastian.
What's up,
Hey
Sebastian?
Sharrell, hey Perry, how are you guys? Hey
Mm-mm-mm.
Good,
Bungie.
good, good.
Hey, Bonji. Hey,
Hey
Buzz.
Sebastian, hey Perry, hey.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
everybody.
Hey, what's up,
It's
Buzz?
sad. Sebastian, sound off first.
This is so sad. It is very sad. But the thing is, I
Mhm,
can't believe anything that comes out from even the relative's mouth.
Right.
I can't believe anything.
mhm.
Because last time I checked, it was Kevin Jr. that triggered this whole financial crisis when he would be withdrawing, I think, 100K a week
Mhm.
from
Someone
the
has
bank
their
account. From the bank accounts. So
mhm.
this whole situation, I don't know who to trust.
Me
The
too.
only thing is, the only way we could truly make an assumption if we were to see Wendy out in the public, that's the only
Mhm,
way we would be able to fully know what's going on. And
I agree. I'm lost, Sebastian. I don't know
I'm
who to
lost
trust.
too. I'm lost too because Tommy, as you said, he was out here photoshopping photos in these
He
streets.
was. Do you
Okay.
remember that? And we
Yes,
called him out and we were laughing. Yeah.
he was
Oof.
photoshopping.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin has been lying in interviews. Will
Mhm,
Selby, we don't really know if he ever does an interview, so that's a whole. I see him post things on Instagram all the time, but he
Mm-hmm.
he never talks about Wendy or anything of these things. He's supposed posting his jewelry and stuff.
But don't you find it suspicious that you're a jeweler turned entertainment manager?
He had a PR company, so maybe that's why. Um,
Mm.
I
Oh,
I
oh, he
just
did. Okay.
I just really hope that we could figure out what's going on, the truth and the actual truth. But this
Mhm,
is the problem. A lot of people need to acknowledge this. When you have one relative who gets into the public eye
mhm,
and makes it big,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of your family will start trying to take advantage of you. And this is
mhm.
exactly what
Right,
happened in
right.
Wendy's case. And the one time she probably felt lucid when she was in Miami, she felt that she probably needs to escape because her family was probably taking advantage of her, including Tommy and little Kev.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
that's why she
And
would never move down to Florida.
again, that's the situation. And we don't know if that's causing her to take the sip, the alcohol that she's probably taking. We don't know if she's constantly thinking about those things. We don't know if she's constantly if she has depression and she's thinking about, oh my God, my life is tumbling. Let me take this alcohol. And maybe that's what's happening. We clearly don't know. This is just crazy. I hope she does not pass away because no. I really hope that does not happen.
And let me say this. Uh Tommy has always been nice to us and we've had great conversations. But when I, look at everything that's put out in the media and stuff like that, it just doesn't seem like and yeah, I hope we don't, ruin our relationship. This is just my opinion and I could be wrong. It doesn't seem like, you are helping. That's terrible, but that's how I feel. So,
He doesn't
but
tell the
he's
truth,
a nice
Sharrell.
guy, and maybe that's just not his strong point. But it just feels
I'll
like
say
she's
this.
alone.
I'll say this too. Maybe he could have tried to help or whatever and realized he couldn't. Just like when people
Yeah,
always
maybe
mention
that.
Wanda, could have
Mhm,
tried. And this ain't the bash nobody. I mean, really, at this point, we wishing Wendy well,
mhm,
right? But
mhm.
at the same time, realizing what fame can do to you and the hatred and the clout chasing that can happen.
Okay, Perry, I'm gonna need you to be a little less honest. Like, oh my god, Perry, do you not have a filter? My god,
I mean, that's
Can
what
I
he
be
was.
honest?
you
Hmm?
call the boy a clout
No, no,
chaser.
no, no. I'm just saying,
Oh
like,
God.
I mean, he's
just him.
telling the truth.
I'm talking about Shield. I mean, the jeweler, everybody else, and even
Oh
it can
my
come down to
god,
your kid.
Perry.
Sebastian ain't lying. Fame can create a lot of jealousy, envy, and every damn thing else.
Panji, sound off. I just don't know what to say.
Okay,
Sound off, Panji.
So Sharrell,
Hmm.
I know Tommy's been nice to you guys, but
Oh my god.
we have seen through him like he was a clear plastic bag, literally. I wouldn't even go as far as saying maybe he's tried to help, because what we've seen, us as the public looking in, it's more about him furthering himself,
Mm.
or and furthering himself financially, also using the dad for clicks on YouTube.
Angie, damn.
And the other thing,
If I had lighter skin, I'd be blushing right now. I guess I'm a ash gray. I can't believe. Go
the
ahead.
other thing too is, before little Kev goes and allegedly gets paid for an interview, he should first get mom help and get her out of those shorts. The other thing is, when Shmoopy talks about how addiction will affect somebody, that is no joke. It affects every single part of your being, and one of the main ones being how you think and process.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see how she could have been taken advantage of for the longest time by Kevin Sr. And don't forget, this was Kevin Jr. was her one and only child after tragic miscarriages. So you
Oh,
could tell that she was doing so much, not only to provide for him, but sending to grade schools. She would talk all the time on her show about her sitting in the car while she got him extra lessons. Remember those? Um, and also, she talked about when she finally said that she was in that halfway house. She said for the longest time before that, that I was addicted to the powder, but alcohol has never been my problem. So if you see me having one or two glasses, that is not a problem. That is a problem for someone who has had the issues that she has had in her past. So it's so heartbreaking, because I know Sebastian and I are one of her biggest fans that come on her
Yep.
channel. It's so hard to see her where she is now, looking at what could have been. And then too, I hear people say, well, for years she was going on a show, making fun of people, embarrassing people. This might be her karma. But no, I say, as human beings, we have to be compassionate. She
Yep.
is really, really, I would say, fighting for her life right now. And people
Mm.
around it don't seem to care. All they want is to get their credit card, their rent, um, be on YouTube and get subscribers. I'm talking about you, Tommy.
thank you, Baji. So, look at Lisa. Sound off, Buzz. You guys aren't holding back. Go ahead.
Hey guys. Okay,
Hey,
so
what's up?
I don't trust nobody. Let's just start with
Yeah.
that. I don't trust nobody.
Mhm.
I can go down the list, but we don't got that much time. And why I don't trust none of them. First of all, Shonda Nadi is a woman. She's been around since Will's been around. I think yes, she's affiliated with Will though. Will got her involved, dragged her in. But here's the thing: the financial advisor is paying them. So they're doing all this little stuff. Like, remember they were selling the
Hold
merch
on,
and
hold on. The financial advisor is paying who?
the the manager and the quote
Oh
unquote
my
publicist
gosh. Are you serious?
I mean, yeah, they all okay. So what the role of a financial advisor is, you have to provide just cause of why I'm releasing this money. So in Will's case, he has legitimate reason. He's her manager. And what he does to validate that is having her do this little itty bitty stuff. Like anytime when there's a question where he might not get paid, you'll see her pop out or you'll hear something about something coming up. Why you think we were hearing about a podcast for a minute, and even she was selling merch? Sean Zanatti was doing little press releases, and listen, it's a lot. Everybody is benefiting off of her, okay?
Mm,
Everybody.
mm.
So he gets a stipend. And then honestly, we already know what I think he was trying to do in the beginning. I think he was trying to get to the big bag and get with her and switched it up, if you get what I'm saying. Because
Right, I
it got a
feel you.
little too complicated. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and then look have okay, here's the thing. I agree with Perry. I do believe he loves his mother, but it's a part of him that has probably some issues with both parents. But I think he's a little frustrated with his mom, so he's kind of leaning with the dad right now. Because remember, we can't say he always got his dad's back because he beat his dad up for his mama. So I think it goes depending on what's going on at the time. And I think if you remember, Kevin was with Wendy. He took her out to Florida. She was looking better. We didn't see her looking all crazy. Even when she first went back to New York, when those proceedings first started, you would see them flying back and forth to New York. I remember one time it was a picture of them taking a red eye together. She didn't look crazy. She was looking good. But I think, go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Buzz. I had a stepmother.
Mhm.
And I was not cool with her until my mother was cool with her. Like, I just don't start treating her with respect. And, I said very little. You're my father's wife, and that's it. Do you feel that Kevin's betrayed his mom by being so cozy with Sharina?
Yeah, and I almost wouldn't believe it if we had came across the story of she going to Honduras. I think that was the turning point. I don't think
Mhm,
he liked none of
mhm,
that. I think he was
mhm.
pissed off of his dad, and it was always Team Wendy. But then Wendy was at this point going through her own thing. By this time, we didn't know it, but Sharina's basically full throttle. And so she's turning more into the bottle. Now her son is out here doing synthetic weed. So now she has her own issues. So she's deflecting, throwing herself into her work. So she didn't go. And Sharina did. So even if it's not like, oh, I love you and not my mother, it is more like, dang, she was there for me. So yes, I have respect for her. I
Yeah.
do think that. I think that was the turning point. Other than that, I'll be like, no, that's BS. But I think that's what happened. That's what garnered her respect. I mean, his respect.
Oh, I gotta speed this up. Denzel Sondoff really quickly. Mm-mm-mm.
How you
Uh,
doing, Sharrell, Perry, and
what's up?
everybody?
Good. How are you? Go ahead,
I'm
Denzel.
doing all right. Yeah, it's a sad situation with
Hmm.
Wendy. Now, why did it take him this long for this interview?
I can't get it out of my
Oh,
head. I'm thinking the
You
same
know,
thing.
like
Hmm.
why speak now? He should have spoke something back then. But
Hmm.
I mean, I do believe he loved his mom. I do believe he loved his mom. Um, I do believe that they are taking advantage of her.
They who?
Her team, the people, the wrong people around her, they taking advantage of her. She got a like she has a website, the she got the podcast website, and she's selling merch, but she don't got no podcast. And where's that money? Is she seeing that money, or they getting that money? You know, like it was this one video. I don't know if y'all seen it, but it's a fan page on um Instagram that I follow. It's a Wendy Williams fan page that I follow on Instagram. And that video, I don't know if it was recent or old, I don't know. But that picture, not a picture, but that video of her,
Hmm.
she looked off. She
Oh, I
looks
know what you're talking
off.
about. I'm not trying to interrupt. That goes
No, it's
back
okay.
to no, but I'm glad you brought that up. It is a video. It just came out like almost 3 weeks ago. She's supposedly advertising these hats. It's this company in New York. He got it all around these low budget people that's trying to come up and hooking her up with all these random people. It's this company that does fashion and they sell hats. So she was on the video talking about this hat cost $500. Actually, I can send it to you. And I went on the website where it came from. That's what they do. They sell these hats and they say it costs $500. My thing is, why is she doing random stuff like this? He got her on looking
What
crazy.
kind of hat costs $500?
It's a
A
it's a tag
scam.
it's a tagline, girl. I don't know, but when I did research on it, found out that she was promoting a company that does like urban wear. Yeah, just like he got her appearance at that what is it? That designer and for the New York Fashion Week. He's just an up and coming urban designer. Nothing wrong with that because she would do something. I mean, she loves stuff like that, hip hop and stuff like that. But all this random stuff that he just propping her up to do just to get a bag, no, not at
It's
all.
sad.
And
All right. Sound off really quickly, Denzel.
yeah, so yeah, I don't know. We just need to pray for her, and she needs to get somebody needs to save her, get her around, get her away from those people. This is my opinion. I think they are vultures, and they just taking advantage of Wendy. And I'm gonna say this very quickly.
You have to speed it. Let's speed it up. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Sharrell. Yeah, I get long winded sometimes. I don't like Tasha K. I think she's a liar, but she said that Wendy has holes in her brain. Is that from her drug use or whatever?
I mean, I
I
heard
don't
that
know.
too.
And then some people saying that she might be suffering from dementia. I hope that's not true.
She actually got that from somebody. Because the person told V2. I can't remember who it was. They told V2.
It's
Anyway,
a sad situation, Sharrell.
yeah.
That's all I got to say. That's
Yeah.
sad.
No, it's sad.
Sound off, Jennifer, really quickly.
Oh, I just want to say, it kind of makes me question, are they keeping her incapacitated at this point to
Well,
get her
hold on.
money?
You have a new theory here that they could be keeping her drugged and drunk. Is that what you're thinking?
Because I thought that when she got out of the mental health facility, she was doing okay, and then she disappeared again, and she's not doing well, and there's all this about her money. I mean,
But
like,
if you think someone was keeping her drugged and drunk, wouldn't it be Will and not?
well, that's what I
Vernon?
was just about to say. She may say, "Oh, I want a drink," and he may get it for her. Just like Auntie said, my uncle he used to smoke rocks all growing up, and finally he got his life together. But then, like the other day, we're on the phone and he's drinking, and he's like, "I can have a drink every now and then." No, you cannot,
Yeah.
because he was an alcoholic as well.
I get it. LaShawn, sound off really quickly.
Yeah, so I wanted to just say, on my dad's side is a family of addicts. I've seen them all from crack to alcoholism, and some of them have drink from teenagers all the way up through adult age, and they actually do exemplify a lot of the character, the traits that Wendy, the symptoms and the side effects of that. So much so to that they can.
Hold on. Everyone go on mute. I'm hearing some noises. What is that? Everyone go on mute. Go ahead, LaShawn.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was just saying, like, so much so to the point where even if they decide that they want to quit, it's like they're never the same. The way that they register things and process things emotionally is just completely off. And so when I saw the little video of her in that pink fur she had on, I was like looking at her eyes, and it's like something is missing. She's not there. And so I think that it's so sad. And the other thing that I feel like is so sad is when she was in her heyday, why they didn't put her assets in a trust? Because a trust would have made it almost impossible for these people to take advantage of her.
Exactly. Ebony, sound off. That is so true. Can you hear me, Ebony?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, just to give some grace to, I really want to give grace to her son, because I believe whether he, damned if he does it in his 20s or his 40s, he did step up. And we would say if he didn't come out, it's like, how come he's not saying anything? And he's reporting what he's reporting. Now, I don't know if this is from him totally or from him because of his father. I don't know, but I do that we should give him a little grace in that. And I just kind of wanted, because Sebastian said that the money's going to go to the family. I mean, he can't help that his mother has money, and his mother really worked hard for it, and it should go to him. So I do think that that's where the money should go to the family. And my father did drink to the point where he had created dementia.
That's sad. Hold on 1 second. Somebody's breathing really heavy into the mic, and they're picking up on the earpieces. So everyone go on mute. Go ahead. Your father had dementia?
He does to this day, and because of the alcohol, just as Denzel brought out, it has like pulled patches. So think of the Bruce Willis, the actor, how they said he had
Yeah.
frontal dementia. That's what my father had. He developed it over time, and it came very quick within the 2 years, and he looks like he has that look just like Wendy does. So hopefully she has some healing journey, but I don't know. So I just wanted to give grace to her son. So that's all I have. Have a
So
great day.
sad. So sad. Thank you. I agree with you. He could have been immature before and now realize what's going on. Hi, Lisa. Sound off.
Hi, darling. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
And this is so sad. I agree with everything Sebastian has said. I really do think he needs to get a lawyer. Don't worry about nothing. Get a lawyer, go to court and get observative of his mom. Get the court to get observative of his mom estate so they can get her well. I do not want to see Wendy die. Okay, this is so sad. But I told y'all all this stuff started when this man had cheated on her and her mom had passed away. I think she was trying to deal with it, and something she just can't cope with it. She needs real serious help right now. And I don't want to see them plug on her. I really do. He need to go get his own lawyer. Don't get from his daddy. Don't get one from nobody else. And plus all this stuff. When you see Kevin and Serena out there talking about they're gonna get married, they got this baby done. And I've been told you this. When her mom passed away, when all this stuff came about.
You're right. She just wasn't strong enough to handle this baby and then ultimately a divorce. That's sad. Look at her legacy. Hi, Opinion. Sound off really quickly.
Hi, Sharrell. Hi, Perry. How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing better,
Good. Okay. Sound off. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I think it's sad that it's only being said now. Like, what was the son when all this other stuff was happening?
What about what Perry was saying?
What I don't understand is why is Will Selby, and for all intents purposes, he's a jeweler, right?
Yep.
How did he become her everything? Like, I don't understand how a jeweler all of a sudden he's her manager, her PR person, he's her everything. And why is Will
alleged
okay.
lover?
Exactly.
And why is Will Shelby so? And why is he so okie dokie with the conservator?
I don't trust anybody.
I don't understand how nobody has said, "Hey, look, we need to take this to the judge." Because if you saying this in an interview, you didn't think about going to the judge and saying, "Well, look, this is what's happening."
Right.
Showing these pictures to the judge and say, "Well, how can we say she's okay and she's in good hands if she's in the strip club?" Because he had her in the strip club for his birthday.
Yeah,
So
I remember that.
She shouldn't be nowhere around alcohol because we all know that the disease that she has, the alcohol, it affects her differently. Like somebody else could drink alcohol, it would pass through their system. But for her, a sip of alcohol could make her drunk. So I don't understand why they didn't bring all this to the judge. Like it seems like everybody's saying the right things on social media and in interviews, but when it's coming to actually speaking up for Wendy, nobody's actually going to court and saying, "Hey, this is what's happening." That's the sad part.
I think for Lil Kev, because of his immaturity and his lack of knowledge, that's what's counting against them. And I think that the people that are surrounded by her are taking advantage of that. And so really his response.
Let me tell you, he's 24. So even with him being immature, if he took this to a judge, a legal judge, there's no way in the world a judge would look at this and say, "Oh, this is okay."
I agree with you. I think he need the right people in his ear telling him what to do. And that's why I'm hoping that he's watching this, because then if he knows, okay, let me go get my own attorney and let me go to the judge and say, this is what's going on, that then he'll have more power. But at this point, the people that she's surrounded by, they trying to get as much as they can from her before they stop the well up.
Let's be honest, LaShawn. We've been 22 before.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't go down this way when at my 22-year-old self. I had sense enough to know, you gotta go and you gotta go. And then I'm reaching out to other family members, and it would just went down really different. So maybe he is extremely
and the brother filmed this reality show, whatever this is, whatever this hot mess gonna be, because it's gonna be a hot mess. He filmed this reality show, and then he gonna say it's a mess. But yet and still, you still trying to get you some clout. You know what I'm saying? While you were filming, you got the camera on you on Instagram. You zooming in on your dad and her, and neither one of them look like they in the right. So yeah, the brother ain't got very much sense neither. But I'm just saying, you know, it's
everybody who participated got paid.
What's really gonna be sad is when something happens to Wendy, everybody's gonna be pointing the finger, and it's gonna be all their faults.
Yeah,
exactly.
You agree what I
Starting
say?
from Tommy.
At 22 years old, you would have handled all of this. At 22.
Right, no, I mean,
at 19, when nobody have done my mama like this, okay? 19.
But Sharrell, look at him. He's from a sheltered background. Everything, I'm sure that probably everything that he needed was done for him. He probably never really had to problem solve. Like for those of us who ain't born with a silver spoon in our mouth, we know how to hustle. We know how to advocate for ourselves because we had to learn that. But I think from him being born with a silver spoon in his mouth, that's probably not something that he's caught up to yet at his age. So he's not the typical 22-year-old.
I was about to say, when I was 19, my father lost his leg due to a drunk driver. I had just moved in with him because I decided that I didn't want to go move with my mom to North Carolina. So I stayed with him. And I'm not going to lie, I was sheltered. But when that happened, and he just got custody of my 10-year-old sister. So he got hurt in the hospital for a month. I got left with her, learned how to take care of bills and everything. So I don't know. Maybe it's a mindset that when you don't have a silver spoon in your mouth, you just learn how to get it and just figure it out. Yeah, figure it out.
Let me take this last call and then I gotta go. Hi, David. Sound off.
Hey, Sharrell, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. Go ahead.
Hey, I know it's been a minute. Now, listen, I know it's not the time right now, but let me know when you're going to do another review of Atlanta, because I just missed your last video, and it is sad how far this show has fallen, in my opinion. Now, that rating situation is a disaster. I think at least half that cast can go, maybe if not all. Like I said, I know it's not the time right now. I know we're on a different topic, but I just had to drop that in really quick.
David, you're trying to get Perry going again. He was running wild and loose.
Trust me, I had to stop the video midway, and I was like, you know what? Let me call in. I know she's live right now. Let me call in.
That was a good show.
Do you have any words for Wendy?
You know what? My prayers just go out to her. I haven't seen. I've seen her like in the media here and there. I think the last time I saw was maybe like a TikTok about. I think she got into it with someone because someone was trying to help her, like either out of the car, in the car, or something like that, and she got mad and. She ended up cussing out the person that was trying to help her. Granted, yeah, she's being filmed at the same time, so I can understand that way. But my prayers go out to her. I mean, she's been going through it for how long now?
It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. My prayers just go out to her and their family. Yep.
And at the end of the day, this has tainted her legacy. She worked her whole life for this, and now we're going to remember all of this nonsense.
It's
not
sad.
The good part. Right, not the good part.
And let's just pray that she stays with us, because you could easily lose your life to alcohol, drugs, all those substances. So
Exactly.
all right, you guys, I'm going to end things here. David, don't be a stranger. I will do Atlanta next week.
Please.
Everybody, that was a crazy review.
I'll be front and center, ready backstage.
All right.
Hot mess.
Bye, everybody. Please don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And thank you, everyone, for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, but you do. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. On 3, everybody, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all. Bye.